everybody. I'm George.
And I'm Bob. We're the Shipping Goblins from Beetle and Grips. Today, we're going to talk about the amazing Map Vault Collection. And with the Map Vault Collection, you get a bunch of gorgeous two-sided maps, all scaled for standard minis.
Yeah, get yours now for the Map Vault Collection from Beetle and Grim, and all the players at your table will be revved up and hyper because the only thing they'll be able to say is...
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Zoinks!
Yeah, do it again.
Zoinks!
Hello?
Who do you think you are?
Yes, Mr. Lillard.
You're just some common.
Yes, sir.
You can't just go off and use my
It's your
voice
thing.
like that. I have rights.
Completely. We just thought...
Wait,
okay.
I'm gonna take this right to
yes,
the
sir.
Beetle. Hey, Grim.
Thank you, sir.
What happened?
Matthew Lillard watches our show!
Zoinks!
Double
And hello, we are back. We should all be in the right places. We should have sound. Hello and welcome to Band of Badgers. I am Dave, your host for this evening, and this is the Great British Brush Off. And these are my guests. How you doing, everyone? How is everyone? All good?
Doing great, thank you.
We're good. We have sounds. We have a stream.
Well, hey, we
do. I'm full of beans.
Sean comes from us all the way from tomorrow, so he's up bright and early in Australia. So welcome to our returning special guest artist. This is Rick Ankney, everybody, otherwise known as TableTopSanta, otherwise known as Rick Rolls America, otherwise known as the person who knows everybody. Because we have just been talking for about an hour before we didn't do any painting. We've just been chatting away for an hour. Rick, you, whoever you say, I'm surprised that he actually isn't Santa. I mean, that's how many contacts he has. That's
I can tell you there's naughty and nice. That's for sure.
We definitely got a few stories. And joining us around the painting table this evening or tomorrow morning, or I don't know, whatever it is, Australian time, who knows. Joining us from Down Under is Sean Sunday from Brainbury Studios. Welcome back, Sean. How are you?
I am good. I'm good.
Now he concentrates.
Tuesday morning here.
It is Tuesday morning. I said it's Tuesday morning where you are. It's Monday night where we are. It's Monday afternoon where Rick is, and we're all going to do some painting. It's a weird time lapse thing for badgers, but anyway. Thank you very much to Beetle and Grims. You all know this. If you're regular here, they're not just supporters of this show, but our entire channel. Thank you also goes to WizKids for supplying these minis, fantastic minis. And also to VMuse for entrusting us to do it, actually. Thank you also to Vallejo, because they make some fantastic paints. And all of our various supporters, you'll find, not underneath me, actually, but underneath Rick, that box you see. Keep an eye on that, because you'll find some various discounts, okay? So please use those, because they'll save you a few quid. But most...
Good morning to a supporter of my own in the chat there, good old Dungeon Glitch.
Well done, Dungeon Glitch. Yeah, the Dungeon Glitch was shouted us out on Twitter earlier as well, saying what a great show it is. Thank you very much.
And thanks for the follow during the intro as well.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much. But most of all, most important of all, if you've heard this before, thank you for watching us. It's a pleasure to have you here. Now, if you would like to support our channel and the stuff that we do, for us to make more content, you can. If you're on Twitch, use your Twitch Prime subs, use them wisely, and spend them with us. Because it means that we can do more content like, this show. We'll be doing Season 3 in July. We're going to take a short break this time, but we'll be coming back in July with Season 3. We're not gone yet. We've got a few more weeks to go, but we're not gone yet. Tuesday, we're back with Vazen. Thursday, we're back with Runelords. Saturday, Saturday. Descent into Avernus. We are, well, not us. Joe is taking a bunch of newbies back to hell with Avernus. So
it's going to be good.
Episode 0 is on my YouTube channel. It's good. You do go and check it out. So we'll be starting with episode 1. But if you want a sneak peek at the new players, the new characters, it's on my YouTube channel in the playlist Avernus. So do check that out. And on Sunday, Joe is back again with War Badger.
No.
We need a theme tune for that. War Badger. But also, it doesn't end there. Coming soon, just one more week away, is our brand new Starfinder, helmed by our captain, Steve, below us there. Captain Steve.
Not the captain.
Yeah, not the captain.
One of you lot should be the captain. But...
Yeah, I think Sharon was nominated captain.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was voted in, or was the last to take the step.
Last to take the one. Yep. So Sharon is captain on our science fiction, fantasy, adventure. So if you like sci-fi, do check that out. Now, if you've
if
any
you don't like sci-fi, check it out anyway.
Well, definitely, you might change your mind after you see it. So
I'm very excited for that. Just quietly, I want to get my robot on.
we got it's the usual stuff. We got all the guests already booked in. It's part of Paizo, so it's Starfinder. Now, as you know, if you've watched any of our Badger shows before, we support various writers, artists, designers, creators of all kinds across the entire world, which is how we're able to talk to the States and how we're able to talk to Australia, and we talk to Europe and we might even talk to other planets. Who knows? We can do that. I'm sure we can. We have the willpower. We have the faith, and I'm sure we can. We can. Fingers crossed. We'll make it happen.
You'll do it.
We'll do it.
We're slowly losing the
Get the
plot.
International Space Station before the end of the year. That could be your personal KPI for the rest of this year.
What?
Get us a game in the International Space Station.
Why don't we try that? Let's try that.
Yeah. What, are we going to contact NASA now, are we?
Look, everyone has said, can you contact these people? And with everybody's help, I've managed to contact those people.
You have.
So,
I do know
think we should
someone
give you
who
a
works with
challenge this
NASA.
time.
Let's go. Let's put a word in with the I was going to say the flying space station. Let's talk to the space station. See if there's any astronauts who want to play barbarians. Let's give it a go.
Can you roll dice in space?
Yes.
You can roll them. They don't land, but you can roll them.
I think it'd be more like a boggle situation.
Yeah, it can roll pretty. But if you have a product and no one else can help, and maybe if you contact us, we can give you the Badger Bump that you need. So get in touch. I don't know where that one came from. Now I've got an 18 in my head. But if you would like to also come and play or paint with us, you yourself would like to come on, get in touch. We have a Discord community. Join up, get in touch, say hi, or contact us in the usual socials. I've got the giggles, so now it's time for me to stop doing this. What we're going to do is we are now going to crack open these. If you're going to paint along, please do. This is the human male fighter from Pathfinder Battles Deep Cuts Paizo, manufactured by WizKids, sent to us by Vmuse. Thank you very much. We're going to crack this open, and I'm going to hand the show over to Rick. And if you don't know the rules, we're going to be painting these. It's kind of, we're going to have a chit chat. We're going to find all about Rick and all his projects he's working on. We're going to find out all about Sean and all the projects he's working on. At least the ones that they can share. Okay, on air. You know, NDAs, tricky agreements, but we can tease. And if we ask really nicely, we can do that. If you have a question for anyone, put the giant capital letters question, and then type your question. One of us will hopefully see it, or if you highlight it and spend some points, you can do that as well. But in the last 15 minutes of the show, Rick will get to judge myself, Steve, and Joe to find out who is the star painter for this week, while you at home and Sean will get to pick the runner-up. And that's a very important decision to make. Okay? Thank you. Because it's probably going to be me. As I wag my finger. Right. So, I'm going to hand it over. We're going to switch cameras around. We're going to hand it over to Rick. And go.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for first, the Band of Badgers for having me on again. It's always a pleasure. and it is a giggle fest for sure. It's fun to hear everything that's going on in your all's world and the adventures you're taking your players out on your different programs. And it's awesome to see Sean. We realized there was a connection between us during the pre-show that was like a throwback to years ago when I used to do Painting Happy Little Minis over at Game Trade Media, which was awesome. And so it's super exciting. I'm really looking forward to painting these miniatures with y'all. I don't have the fighters, so I'm using human paladins because it just didn't show up yet for me. It didn't get to me in time. But there's a lot of things that are similar between the two miniatures: swords and armor.
Yeah, they hit things, kill things, melee weapons, sharp sticks.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
So one of the things I thought would be fun for me, again, you guys don't have to do what I'm about to do, but one of the things I like to do is with small miniatures like this that I know I'm going to do a lot of highlighting right off the bat, I like to just immediately shade them, taking a strong shade or strong tone and just shading the entire miniature, which gives you all those wonderful cracks and recesses so you can see because I'm old, I can't see everything as well as I used to. But when I do this, everything that I need to see that pops out. Right?
So let's put a black wash on straight away.
Yep. Yeah, a dark wash or a strong tone. Just to throw in, it immediately gives you all those deep recess shadings. And then you're just basically highlighting the miniature after that. And I do everything. I do the weapon. So that it's all in there, and then I let it kind of, just kind of dry and get in those recesses. The only thing with doing this technique is it takes a little bit for it to dry, and you obviously need it to dry a little bit. So I'm actually going to be working on both of the miniatures. That came in the package. So, and if you have a air dryer or a fan or something that you can, that's something that some folks will do is they'll put a hair dryer or a fan on it to dry it out a little quicker. But what I like to do is after a few minutes of it, having that on there, I'll take another brush and I'll wick the majority of the excess shade off of the miniature with a dryer brush. So, the capillary refill type situation occurs and it wicks off that heavier wetness. So there we go.
Have you ever made or used like a dip wash where you literally just dip the whole mini in?
Absolutely, yeah. Army Painter makes a great dip.
Okay.
That was like their whole thing for a while. That's like what their big seller was, the dip cans, and you just take all your skeletons and dip them and spin them and they're done. Prime them white, dip them, spin them, maybe do a little highlights and put some basing on it, good to go. And that's kind of what the same kind of theory I'm using here is because I don't want it to be, we're not making like competition paints where we're going to be judged for like a golden demon or anything. But
Speak for yourself.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, the gloves are off.
This may not be competition, but it's bragging rights, which are just
absolutely. No, I feel that. But like I said, then afterwards I go back and I just dry it off. But I paint, even though they're kind and stuff and call me a pro painter. I paint for tabletop play. I don't paint for competitions unless I don't know if I mentioned this the last time I was on. If I'm going to truly compete in a painting competition, I want to play in speed paints. Yep. Give me an hour and a half against everybody painting the same miniature. We get an hour and a half, and then you're judged in what you can do in an hour and a half. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was a question because you spoke about like competition and stuff, I think, last time. because we painted the orcs last time,
Yep.
and I've never painted competitively, obviously because we're all amateurs. But when you do enter competitions, is there a time limit, or can you just literally spend as long as you want doing it, and then you submit it independently?
So a lot of competitions are you paint your miniature before the event, and so you have as much time as you need once the rule set has been announced as to and the different categories that you can submit to. That you have as soon as those rules are set to when the convention or the event is, and it can be months. It could be like 3 to 6 months before that competition actually takes place. You show up, you put your miniature with your number on it in the display case. Everybody, gets to look at them for like a day or two, and then and the judges spend hours judging them. So yeah, you get plenty of time in the lead up to most competitions to really put your best foot forward in the paint. But I like speed paints just because it really puts everybody at an even keel.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that can do like really good pro paint competition paints are just they're amazing anyways. But when you get them in the speed paint, it gives everybody an opportunity to actually win, because sometimes you get stuck or you don't finish a thing that could have been a major piece, but the other, you got it done, and let's say basing is important, which it is in a speed paint, and you got your basing done, but a pro painter didn't because they took time on highlights and detail, and so you could potentially win over them on that aspect, which is it's fun. It's literally my favorite version of painting in competition.
Yep.
And I think everybody should do it. So yeah, after this, I just let it dry. And because I think your guys' miniatures, there's one of them has more metallics on it or metallic potential than the other, right?
It seems that way, yeah.
And I think that's because when they make these two miniature packs, you got like your 3rd level version of the warrior or fighter, and then you got your like 9th level version. Just like this paladin, the 3rd level is you just got a 2-handed sword, and the advanced one you got the shield and sword and way more armor. So
That makes sense. I didn't really think of it that way when I've looked at them before, because I had like the female paladin from WizKids, and one of them definitely has a lot of different gear than the first one.
yeah, and anytime you see like the 2-pack wizards or druids or any spellcasters, the lower level one has like a trinket, and the higher level one looks exactly the same, but has like a big staff and a huge spell effect going on around it. All right.
Whereas if they were to make one of my Pathfinder Warlock, the higher level one would just have a big bottle of beer and maybe a sausage sandwich.
Nice.
You mean a singer?
So
Yeah,
you guys,
a bunning snag.
have you all, with the miniatures you've been painting on these shows, on the brush offs, have you all used them in any games yet, or?
Yeah, I've
characters?
started using them in the Pathfinder game. So in Runelords, and then I had something where I've been putting these little barrels. So like dungeon decoration, these little. Imagine a computer game. You get a red barrel, which means that it's going to explode. So I started doing that, decorating the dungeon. I'm using some warlock tiles for,
Nice.
and then using Vorpal board to kind of capture it for the players.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Vorpal board is great.
the idea is the barrels is they explode and either contain a fireball or a fire elemental. So I could bring in some of the stuff that I've done on the show. We've used it as bad guys, decoration, NPCs. So they've made appearances, some of them.
That's awesome.
And will continue to make appearances because I'm kind of proud of them.
Yeah.
And you should.
So yeah, they're cool.
I'm kind of jelly actually watching Runelords since you started using Vorpal board.
It's good.
It's a great program.
No, so Vorpal Board is it uses your mobile phone to capture a table environment. So if you were using minis, and obviously no one can sit close to it, anyone at the moment, but the difference is you can kind of zoom in onto the map, and there's loads of little clever things you can do. So it's nice. It's still, I guess it's kind of still in beta at the moment, but it's it's getting better. It doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a nice thing, a nice step.
I like that you can use overlays on it. Like if you have spell effects and you have a visual overlay potential for it, like a fireball, you can place that on the map and everything. Have you done that with it yet?
I haven't. What I've been using is I use campaign coins for additional decoration. So, if there's a magic symbol on the ground, I'll throw it down a campaign coin just because it looks different, or there's something on the wall or on the pillar.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I was doing, playing around with the idea, is using acetate. So I can print, say, spell effects or something like a hellish symbol on the ground.
Yeah.
So rather than paint it onto my warlock tiles, if I print it onto some acetate, then I can cut that out to size and stick that down.
Oh, nice.
That seems to work quite nice.
Was it WizKids or Gale Force 9 that just released a set of translucent spell effects?
WizKids.
WizKids have some. I just haven't bought them yet.
Yeah.
And WizKids warlock tiles have LED magic floor tiles as well, and they are
that's cool.
really nice. Yeah,
That's very cool.
Again,
I would love to
Not
build
bad for the
a physical version of the Shifting Spire using the Warlock tiles.
yeah.
Ooh. That would be sick. That would be sick.
Yeah, like one day I want to do a live show of the Shifting Spire at a con using the physical, like proper built version. So,
Nice.
WizKids, your boy can talk if you want to talk. I'm always here.
That is cool. Yeah, I have a lot of the warlock tiles, and I've been using it in my campaign and for the Stormcrest stuff. And I will say they just came out with the what is it? The town center.
Yeah, that's the one I
tile.
bought. Yeah.
Yeah, that is it's such a nice set. I had my party had to they're in the tavern, and then there's a big ruckus of another ship's crew was like harassing the merchants and such, and they had a little like territorial gang fight, which was nice.
Yeah, we did. I think the best one I was impressed with was a few weeks back, and I did. In the Pathfinder story, they were fighting a stone giant in his main lair, in his lab, and I heavily decorated it, which I haven't done. Like with additional scenery, I haven't done that before. So I had a nice room, based it on the official map that was in the book, and I'd seen something on Dwarven Forge where they use cotton wool for clouds.
Okay.
So I got some cotton wool, and one of the effects that happens is it's solid fog. Is one of the spells. So I threw down the cotton wool, and then put the miniatures inside it, so they had literally an area effect around them.
Oh,
and
wow.
it looked on camera, it looked great. It just had these bunch of minis trapped in cotton wool, which was their fog.
That is sick.
I remember that one.
That was my favourite one.
I made it for that one.
Yeah, that was my favourite one so far.
That was my favourite one as well. That was really
Yeah, I
good.
think that was the first one of your Vorpal board ones that I was actually at the computer early enough for.
Yeah.
Because it was so frustrating for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. I'm like trying to get up in time for that before no capes. But by the time I got to the computer and had to start setting up,
I was like, I don't have any time left to watch the badges. Oh, because I love watching Runelords while I'm setting up for No Capes that day. Or not Runelords. Was it Runelords? Which one? Runelords is
on
the
a
Thursday night, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I loved watching Runelords in the morning while I'm getting ready for No Capes, doing all my overlay prep and stuff like that. And I hate it when I don't get up early enough.
Yes.
You're always set the alarm. Runelords time.
Right.
So after your washer's dried, then Rick, what's the next step?
So after the wash is dried, then like when we did the orcs, I go through and I base out all of the major spots. So like on this one here, the cloak with some yellow, all the armor bits. I go and I do a base with gunmetal gray, which is it's not like it's still a metallic, but it's not as bright as silver. So I go over all that, and now I'm going to go ahead and put the flesh tone on the face, whatever the hair color I want to do. I'm thinking probably I like red hair, and then there's some other cloth bits as far as like tabard and tunic underneath. So I'll base all those out, and then as they dry, then I'll go back and I'll highlight, and then and do some dry brushing to get some silver on the metallic parts to make certain points jump out, and then I'll base it, and this will be done. And I think the yellow on the back, that cloak already looks really good. So I'm definitely not upset with that.
Cool. I'm going to try and do both. I'm trying to do 2 minis again.
Yes.
Whereas this dickhead here forgot to put a pin with my stuff.
And can't access half my paints.
No.
So I'm winging it.
Uh-oh. So yeah, so that's what I do after it basically dries. Do my base coats, and I don't do a heavy base. I almost do a somewhat of a dry brush, really, because you've got the deep recessed shade already there, so it's really just hitting those spots of the metallics, the higher parts, not the recessed parts. So you already got that, has that pop going on, and I like that. Right.
So Rick,
I'm trying out. Sorry, you go, Dave.
Rick, last time you were here with season 1 of the Great British Brush Off. What you been up to since? I know we've been talking about it, but
Sure.
Anything you're allowed to share?
So the things I'm allowed to share are I'm really busy with managing about 11 board game and tabletop game publishers' TikTok accounts for them, and also the Gary Con official TikTok account. So I've been doing a lot of video content. I've been that's the majority of my day.
Yep.
Got vaccinated, so I'm really excited for being able to go back to conventions in September.
Yeah, I got my jab. Got my first jab.
Nice. Yeah, and then I've been working on my own stream thing that we're putting together. I do a live stream game called the Stormcrest Chronicles on the Vampiric Touch Entertainment channel, but I'm also going to be launching a streaming channel called Tabletop Test Drive.
Cool.
And we'll be talking, it'll be me as like the fanboy, if you want. And then I have a retailer friend who owns a store in Boston.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about different board games and miniature games and role-playing games that are coming to market or on Kickstarter, and getting the fan view, getting the retailer view, and then bringing on creators and publishers and talking about their products. And
nice.
Giving them a test drive. We're not going to do like full gameplay. We're just going to, a test drive is like, here's one round of play. This is how it looks. what do you think? And then, yeah, so it should be fun. It'll probably be like a 45-minute to an hour-long program once a week, and then I'll try to seed it with maybe some other content. But yeah, the tabletop test drive.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
That does sound good. I love having. I have a lot of various kind of shows on in the background when I'm working and doing different things, and I do. I want some like the board games when people are just talking. About their hobbies and the stuff that they enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
I really just love having that in the background because most of the time it's the enthusiasm that comes through.
Oh yeah.
You don't always, you can't always just sit and watch hours and hours and hours of people playing games and
Yeah.
But you can sit there and just kind of have it on in the background.
No, absolutely. Because you're going to know when they're really excited about something, and you can turn your face to watch that part. Because I will admit, watching full playthroughs of board games isn't very exciting.
No,
Not really.
I agree. It's literally enthusiasm. So if I hear about a new, mostly with me it's Kickstarter board games, but
Sure.
if I hear something, and then you get people, we've had Josh McGuire. I don't know if he's on actually. Josh McGuire
He was
and
on here earlier.
Gallant Goblin. They're both. They're all very enthusiastic about the games and stuff, but at least they play them.
Right.
Like Josh is always getting the board games for his own channel, and it's hearing that's one of the reasons I ended up watching his channel even before I spoke to him. But it's because the enthusiasm and the fact that they've played the games.
Yeah.
Makes me want to buy that game.
Yeah, I feel you. It's for me. I don't do necessarily reviews. I don't rate. I don't want to rate anybody's game because if it's I don't like every game, but I know that a game can be liked by anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like bash anybody's work. Not that I would anyways. Because they put their heart and soul into the product that they put together. The creators, this is something they've probably been working on for years, and I'm not going to talk poorly about it. But what I will talk about is the things I like, and I can table anything I'm not a fan of because if I say these are things I like, and if you like, and if you're a fan of X, Y, or Z in a game based on its mechanics, then this might be a game for you, right? I'm not going to talk smack about it. And I also, like I said, watching some games take 45 minutes to an hour or if you're playing like Twilight Imperium, days, they can be boring because everybody wants to play the game, in my opinion. I'd rather just give them the highlights, the things that are really exciting about it, and then let them make their own decisions on whether it's a game for them or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's the approach that I took with No Capes as well.
Yeah.
Instead of doing reviews, because like the internet needs another white guy doing reviews of comics.
Right.
So instead, I like to just sit down with somebody else who, like me, creates comics and talk about one that we love and why we love it.
Yep.
Because there's nothing that's going to sell a comic like people who know comics gushing over something.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they said, enthusiasm is a big selling point for a lot of folks, and I think viewers can tell if something is legit enthusiasm or proxied, right, or fake. So
yeah, exactly.
Give them what you love, and if they like what you're talking about, maybe they'll get it and play it. And my whole thing is if they like what I talk about. They get it. They go to a convention that I'm at. I want to play that game with you, right? So that's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to Gen Con this year because I want to play games with people. That's the big thing I haven't done, sadly, is I don't know anybody in the town I live in right now. I moved here during the pandemic, and I don't have a gaming group to play like anything and I don't particularly care for virtual board game simulators. So now that I'm vaccinated and everything, maybe I can get out and find a local game group or some players and really get to play the games that I've been doing videos on, because it's tough when they're not one player games.
Yeah. I've got a game that I've played once because it can be played with 3 players, but it's very obvious who the bad guy is when you're only playing with 3 players.
It's me. I can't. I'm the good guy. No, I will get you.
What game is that?
It's Who Goes There?
Who Goes There?
So it's based on the book that The Thing was based off.
Okay.
And so obviously by the end of the game, someone is the Thing.
Yeah.
And you've got to try to get off the Antarctic base.
Nice.
And if you're infected, you're trying to get off the base with the infection. Everybody else is trying to not to let anyone who's infected get on the helicopter. And when there's only 3 of you, it's real easy to pick up on who is the infected one.
Yeah.
Okay. I've even tried doing.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I've even been trying to play games with people over TikTok. If it's like a 2-player game that's literally just abstract movement.
Yep.
Like checkers and chess type, but more modern games. And even that was difficult. Very droll.
Yeah.
But that game sounds amazing. I'm a big fan of the Thing. Yeah. Mondo or Ray Gun Studios, I think it was, or Mondo Games, that do the Mondo T-shirts and some toys and stuff. They did a game based on the Thing. It literally is titled The Thing. It's the IP and everything.
Yeah.
It's really good. I super enjoyed it.
I haven't played that one because this one was based off the novel, rather than the movie. But yeah, it comes with all the little minis and stuff. It's a very complex pieces wise looking game, but once you have everything set up, if you have played it more than the last 6 months, it's really easy to get the hang of in a couple of turns. It looks really complicated, but it didn't take long to learn how to play it. Nice. But you need someone who does remember how to play it.
Yeah.
If no one at the table has played it before, or it's been a few months since you played it, so you can't remember, it's going to be a hard time.
Okay. Yeah. That's another thing is rules. Reading rule books is just the worst.
Yeah. One thing that I do definitely give it is that it has the single greatest insert that I've ever experienced.
Oh.
Everything fits back perfectly every time.
All right. That's
it's
nice.
So
you mean the packaging inside the box? Everything goes back?
Yeah.
The lid goes back on,
Yeah. Every single thing has a section of this plastic insert that is shaped specifically to that thing.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
And it's really easy to figure out what goes where.
Dang.
And so that was the thing I was most impressed with, because there are so many components.
Yeah. I would be impressed with that too, because that's a rarity.
Yeah. I always thought it was really funny that there's a whole part of the community that is independent game box inserts.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Broken Token.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, they do amazing work, but that's something that should be done before the game goes out to customers.
Yeah, that's a tough one not to talk on right there, because if they do that, then the game becomes more expensive. If they have
that's true. That is true.
Modified inserts, but if because a lot of times they'll have to forego having, like you said, a really nice insert so that everything fits proper. And they want to keep it to a certain price point so it does, so it's affordable.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Just speaking as a game designer myself and someone with ADHD, that is definitely
something I would love to have sorted out before sending it out, because
Sure.
with our ADHD comes RSD, and RSD would not handle people pulling apart my insert and making their own because mine wasn't good enough very well.
Oh yeah, I can see that. So, like I said about the miniatures, is once they start drying on that on the wash in the beginning, it's going back and hitting it with all the highlights, or the base coats. And so this miniature here, I've pretty much base coated it with everything I want except for the facial flesh, which I'm about to put on it. And I've also done it with this one here, the low level version of the miniature. Whoops. I just got to hit it with some browns along the straps and the scabbard, and then after that, it's going through and highlighting it with silver on the buckles, dry brushing silver over the armor platings, and then doing some highlighting on the face. I don't paint eyes. I almost never do, because again,
Hate painting eyes.
Yeah, it's not a skill that I'm really good at. So and plus, again, if this miniature is on a game board and I'm playing this character, it's 3 feet away from me. I'm not even going to see the eyes. And if I paint the eyes, it's going to be looking in 7 different directions.
Yep.
He's got, the eyes of many scenes, seeing all things. And then I just, hit any other little things like the pouches. I'll do maybe a green pouch and stuff. So I'll go through and do like small detailing. And man, I'm digging that yellow already on that cloak, though. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with that. That looks good. And then, and then there's certain spots where I might go back with some wash, like in the hair, to put a little bit more contrast in there, so you can see more definition, because the red did kind of wash out the wash on that part. But yeah, then I'm going to base these today as well, with some gravel and some tufts of grass, and then we'll have to come up with some names for these 2 cats. But yeah, so painting character miniatures can be relatively fast for tabletop play and enjoyment. For if you know that you don't have an NPC or a villain miniature for something, and you happen to find one that's just this size, you could paint it up, hour and a half, 2 hours before your session, and it'll be ready to go. But we all know there's.
Chav Hunter,
Go ahead.
Chav Hunter in the chat has asked if you've played Villager Attack.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing, but I haven't.
Apparently, it's a board game where all the players play as the monsters versus the heroes and villagers, where they attack your castle.
Okay, I have not played it, but now that you've told me what it is, I have heard of it, and I want to play it because it sounds glorious.
When you say painting your mini an hour and a half before the game, but when will I have time to prep for the actual game?
So, I mean, that is the conundrum.
DM after my own heart.
All GMs have, right? Because for GMs, tabletop role-playing games is literally homework. It's homework the game. And like any homework, we do wait till the last minute on some stuff.
Yeah, the amount of times that I have still been writing my notes and putting in fucking check DCs and stuff like that into my notes for the Spire 10 minutes before my players jump on the call.
Yeah, and then there's nothing but distraction, so you just got to go with what you got and then shoot from the hip, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so far, luckily for me, no one has managed to make it to the levels where I haven't written any notes.
Perfect.
And half the time, your notes go out the window anyway when the players first step on the scene.
Oh yeah.
Every time.
Actually, did any of you badgers manage to read that article that I put out the other day? Because Steve gets an honourable mention.
Nice. No, I haven't actually. No.
It's
What was it
called
about?
The Walls Are Closing In, or How to Wrangle Players in Puzzles When There's a Time Limit.
Nice.
Complete brain block on that.
I used the spiked logs and Indigitech with the lightning trap as my examples to
Okay.
tie it into the shifting spire. In the episode that the badges were on, Rick,
Yeah.
I had one particular trap that they come out of the stairwell, and Dave was the first one to spot it, and
Okay.
Obo goes, "There's something moving." And they move down the hallway, and they see that the hallway is completely filled with these massive spiked logs swinging back and forth a few feet apart from each other along the length of the hallway.
It sounds glorious.
And so the only easy way, it seems, to get across is to climb up on top of the logs and hop from log to log and hope you don't get squashed in between them.
Okay.
And so their rogue, Tabaxi, decides to run up the wall and start putting pittons in the roof and everything. And the Tabaxi and Steve's gnomish wizard start trying to create this elaborate network of ropes to haul the turtle and the half-orc barbarian over the logs.
Oh my god.
Now, I had specifically designed this trap with Steve and or the barbarian in mind
Okay.
for solving the problem. I designed it with Dave in mind for getting stuck in the problem.
Nice.
I think I
And
just
they
got
ruined it.
basketball special across it, right? Didn't they get
Yeah, I
thrown?
think someone threw Mech across.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is
And yeah,
glorious.
after about half an hour of building this rope network, Steve's dangling from the chain on the roof. And Steve, is there anything else you want to do while you're up there? You know, do you want to look around? Do you want to, do anything? He's like, yeah, all right, I'll roll an investigation check while I'm up here. And then he noticed that the metal chains were a bit pitted and old and looked like they might actually be kind of delicate if you were to heat them up.
Ooh.
And so he blasted them with firebolt, and they snapped and came crashing to the ground.
Nice.
It was
That's-
like 10 points of damage per chain.
Yeah.
With him, and they were also weak against fire, so fire did double damage. So it was either him or their Warhammer wielding barbarian
Mm-hmm.
were my easy knock it out of the way solution.
Oh, and they just overthought the puzzle. That's awesome.
Yeah, we did. It should also be
Yeah.
noted that I had a very, very clear schedule. So it's 10 levels, and we have 6 hours.
Yeah.
So I'd already primed everyone that we had to do one level in 30 minutes, and we was
Yep,
on schedule up to that point.
Yeah. It's like, right, we need to pick up the pace. We've got
Yeah, because they saw the logs and they're like, oh, fuck that. And they went the other way and opened the door and walked into this hallway and
A
saw that the
menagerie of
hallway was
animals.
lined with animal cages.
That is glorious.
They were like, no, not
There's
that way.
minotaurs and basilisks and stuff like that in there. And they're like, oh, no. Because the way I've designed every floor is there's a fast way,
Mm-hmm.
a middle of the roadway, and if they fall for every piece of bait that I throw out there, a really damn long way that's going to take them 2 hours to get through a floor.
Nice. That sounds like it sounds like a blast. I almost want to see if I could put together a heist team myself.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Right. See
Well-
who I could gather up.
If it's popular enough by the end of the season, because the audience is growing a little bit every episode, thankfully, I will do a season 2.
Oh, okay.
Because I only do it once a month because it's quite an effort.
Oh, absolutely.
Because at the moment I'm developing each level as I go, but
once I have the first 5 episodes done, the second half of the season is going to be remixes of those
Yeah.
to make it easy for myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I have to get the prep for those 5 done first.
Yeah.
And then obviously once that's done, I can run it again and again and again and again as many times as I want.
Mm-hmm. Well, then the thing is, you've got people that are gonna watch previous episodes and go, okay, on level 3 he tends to do this, so this is what our
Except
plan is.
every month it's different.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's why
It takes so long to prep.
good God. I would almost.
And
be
but
like,
that's
here's
that's
30
why once I've got
potential things.
sorry.
I'd say I'd almost come up with like 30 potential puzzles and just be like. So
But that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm
Okay,
making
cool.
like 5 or so episodes worth of floors
Yeah.
for the first 5 episodes, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna grab this first floor, that third floor, this 5th floor. But then, for each game, I also plan at least one puzzle specifically for this team.
Right.
And so every month I'll just like pick one of those floors and remix it a bit and change it up to fit them.
Okay. That sounds. When you know what the squad is, because all I think about when you're talking about it before the program, and now that we've talked about it here, is it's like a giant heist job, and you're putting together your best crew.
Yeah, kind of. But then the way that the way that the puzzles are designed is I describe it to people as it's D&D meets Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah, and what is the level of the players that are going through it?
They start at 5, but I make sure they have 6 and 7 ready, because if they struggle by the time they get to the reliquary, which is when they can have a chance to take a rest and heal up a bit.
Yeah.
I'll level them up to those pre-made levels so that they can survive the rest of the.
Okay.
Because there's more combat in the upper levels, and it's not easy combat.
Oh.
Yeah, we managed to get all the way through what we did without a fight, and I think that's
You had
that
one
was our
fight on
strategy
your
as well.
final floor
Yeah,
with
and
the
that was part of our
awakened bear.
strategy. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, we killed quite a lot of stuff. Like ROP, what's his name?
Goblin Ramsey.
Yeah, Goblin Ramsey. Thank you.
Digitech came very, very close to meeting the ghost of Goblin Ramsey.
The ghost of Goblin Ramsey.
You
I'm
nearly
actually-
killed Ben outside.
Yeah, I had to take it easy on him with those arse deer.
Yeah.
I actually had abilities that they have that I didn't use on them because I didn't want to murder them on the grass outside.
That is
In the
great.
first 2 minutes, Rick,
Yes.
one guy from the second team wandered straight into an ambush of 5 of a creature that I've created. I'm putting out a body horror comedy monster supplement called Taxonomy of the Deer. And it's a series of weird, fiendish, celestial, and just creepy deer creatures with asses for
Oh
faces
my God.
and various ass-based special abilities.
It's funny because every time we have Sean on the shows, we have to explain what an arse deer is.
Oh,
Hang on.
We've lost the Dave, I think.
Yep.
Oh, I'm still
Something
here,
just went
guys.
squirrel.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Dave hadn't been talking enough, and it didn't recognize him.
I'm still
So,
here. I'm still
yeah.
here.
I missed everything you said then, Dave.
Yeah.
I
I missed
was
everything you said, Dave.
I was saying every time we've had Sean on the show on our various Badger shows, we always have to explain what the arse deer is.
It's important.
For now. For now.
For now.
Yeah.
We need like a
I
permanent
finished-
image so we can put one up because it's fantastic. Oh, you got the taxonomy now. Haven't you?
Lost you again.
And you're here, right?
I'm here.
Well,
I'm
it's
here.
frozen now. Oh, he moved.
Dum,
No.
dum, dum,
Okay,
dum.
Okay, you're back.
I'm here. I'm here.
there we go.
I lost you at taxonomy.
That was all I said.
Oh yeah. I'll save the picture with 5 of them side by side.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
It started as just a bad joke from my home game.
Yeah.
We were playing Horde of the Dragon Queen,
Okay.
and during the part where you're on the caravan and you run into that golden deer that's actually an elf. We had that, and we were trying to catch some food. And so one of our players was like, okay, you guys go and save the golden deer. I'm going to stay here and hunt some of the regular deer. But because we were all excited and high energy and everything, they said it, and my brain heard it more as, I'm going to stay and hunt the regular ass deer.
Oh my gosh.
So I immediately picked up my drawing table and got to work.
Well, that makes sense.
And then, of course, I showed it to Twitter.
Uh-oh.
And Twitter was like, stats when, please?
Yeah, Twitter. They'll take ideas and definitely run with them.
Yeah. And so I jumped on. I did some draft stats for the first one. And they're like, more, please. And then it spiraled.
Again, that makes sense.
In a Discord made the joke of, I'd hate to see what irregular looks like.
Oh, no.
The first one, the regular ass deer. And so
then-
I walked out to my partner Robin and told them that, and they're like, it's a centaur.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
That's
And so,
amazing.
yeah, the irregular ass deer is a blonde, buff as hell, sexy looking centaur with this scruffy, scraggly, goateed butt for a face. To make you, and it works because it makes people do the double take. At first, all they see is the muscles.
Right.
And then they go back and like, wait, did I just see what I think I just saw?
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to look these up and see what this menagerie looks like.
If you want to, feel free to shoot me a DM after, and I'll send you the current PDF of the stats and the art.
Okay.
Because I've done the stats, I've done the art. I'm just in the process of writing up all the lore at the moment, and then it's going to be ready for drive-through.
Nice. Oh, drive through.
But I happen to, or I used to do paper minis.
Okay.
So when I did the art for these, I did it in the same way that I would do art for paper minis, so that I can actually make a set of paper minis to go with the module when it's done.
Oh, okay. Nice. Paper minis are great for traveling DMs. I love them.
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
used,
if
I've
someone
used
wants to
skinny
come to my
minis.
house and play, yeah, the two-dimensional flats.
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. The
Skinny minis are the
skinny
acrylic
great.
ones, aren't they?
Yeah, Steve, you know the skinny minis.
Yep, they are good, and the artwork on them is awesome. Really good.
Yeah, I love. I always tell people is like, if you want to have a true gaming experience with me, come to my house because you'll get the full Warlock and Monster Fight Club scenery and the WizKid stuff, all of it. But if I have to travel, you're getting the flat stuff, and which is still just as good because that stuff is getting better and better every year. There's a company called 1985 Games that has some really good stuff.
I've got the ones that they did with Trash Mob and Paperforge? No.
I don't
Marshall
know.
Short. Marshall Short is the artist. I've forgotten the name of his shop right now.
Okay. So yeah, so
But,
there's 1985. There's another one called Geek Tank Games that makes.
Sorry, Geek Tank Games is the ones I got.
Yeah, that's
I
Michael
got
Caine.
something. Yeah, I got something else from 1985 Games, but I can't remember what it is right now.
So they did it looks like a big book, but It's cut
Yeah.
out. And you can cut out different like scenes and stuff, and then use it.
I
Much
wanted
like,
that.
yeah, just like Geek Tank, it has kind of the same feel.
Yeah, I would really liked that. I wanted to get a copy, but Australia tax.
Yep.
The shipping on something that big is quite hefty. But I did get something from them, from one of their Kickstarters. What was it? And have I received it?
I'm not sure. All I know is a couple of their products being the book that has all the flat stuff in it you can cut out, and then of course WizKids now has the papercraft stuff for like the
Oh,
ice
yeah,
window
yeah.
That
houses
looks
and
nice.
buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is slick. I'm really hoping that they play more in that space because the like the Ice Village buildings are. But I'd like to see you could do like in London.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff coming out.
Hmm.
And like I'm literally like a kid in a candy store right now with all the amazing product that these different publishers are putting out there. And WizKids, of course, is killing it.
Yes, the Deck of Stories.
The Deck of Stories.
That's the one that I'm getting from 1985 games.
Didn't the Deck of Stories, wasn't that part of the Idle Champions?
I'm not sure, but this one is the Deck of Stories and NPC cards was the Kickstarter they did.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, that sounds slick.
So I think it's not exactly the same as. Oh no, it is the one that I've got here. I got the digital of the other one. Here it is, right here. Let me put it down here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's just all a bunch of like you can make your whole campaign out of this deck just by pulling story prompts out. It's got like a low knight blocks the path. He refuses to let anyone pass in the top half, and then underneath it's like the next steps. Is it a warning? Is it blah blah blah?
Yeah, the champions at PAX South and PAX East last year were giving away little samples. Like you get like 10 cards of the Deck of Stories, and they had all that stuff where it has like a different like ratings about the prompt as well. I believe there was like some rating system at the bottom.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think those are great. I love anything that will potentially like if my party, as we were talking about earlier, if they're going to sidetrack you or mess up your whole outline for the night session, having something like that to kind of fill a gap is really nice because then you're like, oh, I didn't have to prep. And here we go.
So, when's the time that one of your parties is most derailed a situation that you've prepped for? That's an open question to everyone because you're all DMs.
Now you're just being mean. I will say one of the more recent ones was I needed everybody to go to a ball. It was during like a Halloween themed, and they were going to a ball because it was believed that the young prince was a vampire, and they didn't want to go to the ball. Like the whole adventure was, you go to the ball, you gotta basically forge your way in, getting past invites and forge them and get into the ball. Instead, they wanted to find out why some weird cat had gone missing. And I was like, well, crap. So I turned into a whole like black cat gone missing event, because the whole thing is the vampire. The prince wasn't even a vampire. He was a low-level magic user who came across a ring of vampiric touch and was using charm person. He was basically like faking himself as a vampire.
Nice. Yeah.
Total poser, and they were just gonna like
out him.
Expose him as a poser. But yeah, it didn't work out. We ended up finding the cat, and I threw a witch into the story instead, and almost killed the party.
Serves them right. This is what you get when you derail games.
So on to the miniatures here. Like these ones are pretty much done. I just need to go through and hit them with a little bit of a wash along the hairline of the hair itself, but and then I'm going to base these. And I was considering doing a freehand symbol on the shield, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I really want to get to naming these guys.
I think you should do a freehand symbol on the shield. That would be awesome.
The fact that I'm still painting one model,
Yeah.
and you've done two, you should definitely do some sort of freehand stuff.
Well, it's
There you go, Rick.
what's that? What are we looking at? No, hold on. I'm going to bounce back to the Zoom. What was the question?
So here you go. Here's what they look like.
Oh my God. This is like something you would find in a Mad Magazine like story.
Yes,
Right?
yes, definitely.
It's very like cracked or Mad Magazine vibe.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the little one in the middle there is what old mate ran into 5 of.
Oh my God.
And
That's glorious.
that's the carnivorous type. And I describe them as they're about the size of a Boston Terrier, and they hunt in packs.
Oh my God. So they're statted with pack tactics?
Yep. And I chose not to use pack tactics because I was already taking chunks off them.
Okay.
And if they successfully bite you, you have to roll Constitution,
Okay.
or else you get Sewer Plague.
Oh my God. So you're that
And
guy.
that's their special ability called Potty Mouth.
So you're that guy.
That's
Yeah, each one of them has its own special ability. Like the giant one casts Clap Those Cheeks.
Oh, it's like a thunder wave.
It's Thunderclap, yeah.
Okay, nice. That's glorious. I can absolutely see that being a thing on where people are going to throw those in one shots once you get them up on the tabletop drive-through.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people use them. Actually, Dungeon Glitch was the last person that took them for a spin and threw them at some of his players. They were doing like a Roman arena type battle, and like 3 of these came flying out of the gate.
Nice. That's wild, man. There's nothing better than some crazy fun creatures to throw at a party. So that's one of the things I like about the gaming industry is because now so many publishers are making miniatures for their games, like Cthulhu Wars, or Simon has Massive Darkness and Massive Darkness 2, and you can take those miniatures and throw them at people, and they don't know the stats, because I find that's one of the biggest derailments in my games is all my players are like rules lawyers that know every stat of every creature. So if I pull out a miniature from a whole different system and I give it my own versions of stats and I put it on the table, now I get to see that fear in their eyes again. Mm-hmm. I love it. And I can see that with these deer, as you throw some of them out, they're immediately, the players are going to go, what's going on here? That's not a goblin. That's a 1/8 CR creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Balmy, who Dave knows, Ben from Indigitech, was the first person to playtest them for me, and he threw he threw 2 of every type at his group in one fight.
Oh my God.
Ben's actually the first guest on Avernus on Saturday.
Yay! He did mention he was playing with you guys soon, but I couldn't remember which show it was.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have him on.
And Baron Snowhand says you have to record a sound effects to go with them. I'm like, yeah, no, I already am. I actually have the items for the Foley for that.
put aside, and I'm going to record that before the next episode of
Don't
Aspire.
ask him for the arse deer sound effects.
Yeah.
I
It's
have
the
an
butt
electronic
cheeks.
whoopee cushion. I have a remote-controlled whoopee cushion,
Nice.
and I have some of those Halloween chattering teeth. And I'm going to combine those with the sort of bleating, braying sounds that I used last time and record some effects to go up on my Sirenscape soundboard so I can just click a button to make it go off.
Nice. I was gonna say, I mean, you're right there in Australia where Ben is from Sirenscape. You guys can...
Yeah, Sirenscape actually sponsored me for the Shifting Spire, and they're
Nice.
contributing some premium codes to the grand prize and sorted me out with an account of premium to do the sound for the show. Ben's actually going to be a special guest in an upcoming episode.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite people in the industry. He's such a nice guy.
He is. I
He-
first came across them actually.
He
at
hasn't
that
said
PAX
yes
that
to
I
the
went
Badgers yet, though.
Have you talked to him? Have you actually-
I've been talking to.
Steve Barr?
Is it
Yes,
Steve?
Steve's I've been dealing with.
Yeah, it's Steve. Who was
Steve's
playing
right there in the UK.
playing arena with Jason Bullman.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
And Steve's right there in the UK, so...
Yeah.
So I'm going to step away from the camera just for a second. I got to go grab something for the basing materials.
No problem. And this is where we
That's
can pull
not
out
dark enough.
his one we did earlier.
Yeah. Do a quick pull out the bolt model.
I'm actually trying one of V Muse's suggestions from the first episode that you guys did with V, and basing my swords in purple,
Nice.
because I haven't done that yet, so I was like keen to see what it turned out like.
Yep, that's what it's all about. A little bit of experimentation is good.
All right.
We are 20 minutes past the hour. We are into the last 25 minutes.
Nice.
Oh Jesus!
You guys are killing it.
I am
The,
going so slow.
yeah, I had to grab the scenery sand here. The I first met Ben from Sirenscape at a Gamma trade show, and then the very next time I saw him, we did a live stream of like it was like the first looks at Starfinder.
Yeah.
Before it was, before Gen Con when it was released. And Ben played one of the characters, but also ran the soundboard. And the designer of Starfinder busted out this goblin rap song. And they already had this whole thing queued up on the Sirenscape board, and it was amazing. Because I just like this goblin, these like three like horrible goblin ships that are like put together with duct tape come into our space zone, and they come over our like one MC or our microphone or comms, and it's like you just bust out this goblin rap song, and then it was like, all right, I need to go back to school to learn how to role play because that was awesome.
No, I like that. I appreciate that. That's one of the reasons when I play, if I'm playing like a straight up rogue for some reason, I'll always go swashbuckler, because then I have an excuse to sing sea shanties.
Nice. I mean, who here? What does everybody main when you get an opportunity to play? What do you main as your character type?
I prefer Ranger.
Ranger.
But I haven't got to play a Ranger for a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, I do prefer Ranger. Just because
Cool.
I like to do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of magic, a little bit of range, a little bit of close combat.
I like to do some kind of weird rogue.
Okay.
Like, I'm not really into the whole dark and edgy, gonna stab you from the dark assassin type
rogue.
Sure.
I like charismatic, rakish, swashbucklery. Gonna try to lie my way out of trouble and probably get myself into trouble.
Right.
Dread Pirate Roberts, sort of Men in Tights Robin Hood-esque rogues.
Okay. How about you, Joe? And Steve?
I really like Tabaxi Monk. It's probably my favourite combination. But
Nice.
I'm also that annoying player that will wait till everyone else is chosen and then be like, I'll just fill a hole with whatever.
The Backley Monks remind me of the. Did you play EverQuest? Or
No.
EverQuest?
No.
There was a cat race in that, and there was a monk class, and that was like my main EverQuest class was this cat monk that just destroyed everything.
They're just so agile and can move wherever you want them to be, and just got so many tricks up their sleeves that, and can also dish out a lot of damage, which is always.
That's true.
How about you, Steve?
Yeah.
I think I would probably normally go an arcane caster class. Probably more likely to go sorcerer or warlock than wizard, if I'm honest.
Okay.
But I will try anything. I do like to play non-atypical characters. So the cleric that I played in Tomb of Annihilation was not a healer. I went with the trickery domain.
Nice.
So,
I have in my Stormcrest campaign, I have a young lady from Germany who is playing a trickery cleric, and her deity is literally Father Christmas. That's my god of trickery in my world is Santa.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I will normally go for an arcane caster.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I tend to main rogues, and like you were saying, Sean, is I don't do a typical rogue. I have two right now. One's called Lassiter Loreseeker, and Lassiter is a treasure hunter. He's Indiana Jones. Everything needs to be, brought back, and all magic and arcane items and lore needs to be available for everybody to learn from, be it good or bad. The bad being, don't do this. Learn from the bad, right? And my other character's name's Orin, and Orin is a crime fighter. He's a rogue, arcane trickster, but he learned how to be he took all the rogue skills so that he could fight crime. Because how better to fight? He's kind of like a Sherlock Holmes meets Batman.
Yep.
I learned all the roguish skills so I could defeat rogues.
I've got one of them. He's part Iron Monkey, part Nightwing.
Ooh, sick.
Kind of along the lines of the police and robbers have the same sort of psyche.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's funny is my Orin's like passive investigation is like 27, and perception is like 25. Because I took observant as one of his feats, and that feat is just way too powerful.
It is, but it's also really good. Like some people are like, I really hate it when a player's got a passive perception of 20. I'm like, it's amazing because you can tell them all of the things that that are in the book that other people wouldn't be able to find, or give them extra tidbits of like lore that you wouldn't have been able to otherwise shoehorn in.
Yeah, and that's it. I've got things that I'm working into the Spire at the moment that will only be found by an active investigation check or a 20 passive perception.
Yeah.
And I hope someone ends up having a passive perception of 20 one day, so I can tell them without telling anybody else.
Yep. I think those things are really fun. I've really been working with having my players, tell me, what their passive perception and investigations are. So it speeds things up so they don't have to roll dice all the time. But I do enjoy when I ask them what their passive perceptions are, and the person that has the high one is like, ooh, I'm about to get some information. They get really excited. right.
Close, Baron Snowhand. I actually went with the Night Monkey, and then Spider-Man came out.
Oh man. I mean that.
I was like, no, I didn't call it that because of that.
Right. That's hilarious. The Night Monkey.
I even had him like he had a calling card, which was like a specially minted silver piece that he would leave at the scene when he defeated a bad guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he had a pet squirrel, and every night before he went out to do his night monkey things, he would run charcoal through the squirrel's fur because it was a red squirrel.
Nice. So the squirrel itself had its own secret identity. So when someone said, "You must be the night monkey. You have a squirrel." Well, the night monkey it has black fur. This one has red fur. They can't be the same one.
Just give it a little pair of glasses. No one would recognize it.
Here we go.
Man,
So
I always make way too much wash.
I don't know if you guys can see it. I put this little Stormcrest serpent S on there.
That's nice.
Cool.
There we go. Nice. All right. So the chat, let me go ahead and show you guys. So I've got low level version ready to go to battle, and then the higher level version or his older brother. What are their names? Let's name these cats.
Come on, chat. Get your names immortalized.
I like this comment. Clark Kentina Squirrel. Nice one. Heck yeah.
Yeah, if I'm ever not playing a rogue, in line with your question before, it's usually some kind of weird fighter with arcane abilities.
Okay.
Like I played an elven wild magic path barbarian in one game that wielded twin war picks.
Nice.
But I just flavor them as just flat-sided hammers on both sides. And he was just short and swole, but fought like Tony Jaa for that barbarian flavor.
Tony Jaa is
so good.
the protector, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bark Protector.
Mhm.
That guy's sick.
Yeah, so just imagine...
Don't mess with that guy's elephant. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Imagine a little swole wood elf with two hammers. Like in the Protector, the temple scene where he's fighting the dudes in the capoeira dude and the little wushu dude, and he grabs the gong hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that, but two small war hammers.
That is awesome.
And then his brother was a glamour bard, but was equally swole.
Steve, I'm just now noticing you've got your handle that you got your miniature mounted on. That thing is nice. Where'd you get that?
This is from Dogmite Games. So
Yeah,
we've got one actually.
I want to get one of those soon. Meeples and Dragons sells them.
Yep.
They are very, very nice.
Yeah, that is slick.
Very nice. I've got the Tree of Life on the little magnetic base. The redwood. Yeah, it's really, really, really good. Really good.
Yeah, that looks
Secondary camera is not as high res as I would like.
Very cool. Yeah, I was. So one of the things that Dave had mentioned leading into like in the email string, you had said something about pro tips.
Yeah, so the stuff that's been going on the screen is we've been collecting like one pro tip from every artist.
Mm-hmm.
And in the box on the that the audience can see where the adverts are, it rotates adverts and the pictures and minis we're painting, but also pro tips from every artist as we go. And the idea is that I'll keep them there for this season. So we'll, by the end we'll have 6. But then season 3 in July, everybody keep your eyes peeled. We'll just keep adding to them and just have them keep rotating. Because with me being a complete newbie to this,
Right.
I think today's episode is actually now like 20 hours worth of painting.
Nice.
And I've become a lot more confident with it. I think the one I'm doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is potentially could be. There's a few mistakes, but I think this could be my best one.
Nice. Well, only going to get better as you continue to
Yeah.
practice the craft, for sure.
But that's definitely I've managed to see that over literally. That's 2 hours per week.
Mm-hmm.
For it will be eventually for 12 weeks. But yeah, I think it's I think I can definitely see the progress now. And again,
absolutely.
learning all the tips from everyone, all the artists, all those little the little golden nuggets of try this, and keep doing it. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, and I the pro tip that I had thrown out to you was for watch other painters.
Yeah.
Put them on the background. Watch. There's if there's a skill set that you want to learn, learn it from multiple painters. Don't just watch one person, and because what their technique may not be something that you can do, but someone might have a technique that gets you to the same end state, be it object source lighting or non-metallic metals or anything, dry brushing, whatever the technique you want to learn. Watch multiple painters do that technique, so that you can practice and find the one that works best for you.
I was watching. Do you know Gorilla with a Brush?
Who was
know
it?
of him.
Gorilla with a Brush.
No, but that's an amazing name.
Yeah. It's just amazing work. But yeah.
I'm in a Discord with him somewhere, actually. The Michael Mordor Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch a few, I constantly go back and watch Dave Taylor do stuff still. I will say that was probably the biggest benefit of my painting career, is being able to sit next to him for almost 3 years, twice a week to paint miniatures, because he is top tier painter. And granted, he would pick on me because I would do things that would just irritate him. He'd be like, Rick, no, don't do that. But then he gave me that bit of advice. He's like, don't always watch what I'm doing. Watch what I do, but also watch what others are doing. And he would point me in directions of people that he goes, I can do object source lighting, but you really need to watch like Rogue Shader. And Rogue Shader is like the master at OSL. He does some stuff with the Nova Open charity and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've bidded on some of that stuff.
Yeah, so there's always and there's so many amazing painters out there. Now I'll tell you right now, I am floored by the talent that I'm seeing on TikTok. If I were to throw a pitch out there, I think Band of Badgers needs to have a formal TikTok account, by the way. But
another one for you to deal with. You can run that one as well.
Doing the trendy dances. But there's so many good painters on TikTok showing off their skills, and it's just amazing. Like there's this one individual that I've been to a couple of her classes at like the CMON Expo and a couple other like Origins, but she's on TikTok now, and she's possibly the best highlighter or detail artist I've ever seen. It's ridiculous, the skill set that she has, and her tools, her toolbox of how she makes things happen is just amazing. And I would even say if you're not on the platform for TikTok, you should get on there. And once you start watching more videos around tabletop RPGs and miniature painting and all that stuff, it'll show you more of that than the other stuff that people know TikTok for.
Yeah.
And you're gonna just be like, wow. There's so much good content on there in our space.
Badges are by proxy on TikTok, actually.
By proxy?
Because they're on my TikTok.
That makes sense.
I've put a few clips up from our episode on my channel.
Okay. What is your channel?
I have to kind of change it. I'm going to change it to be a Brainbreeze Studios channel, but right now it's Eric Constantine.
Eric Constantine, as in like a relative to John Constantine?
Not exactly. It's actually the middle names that I am choosing when my partner and I finally get our married names changed because it's expensive.
Okay. All right, I've typed in
It's Eric with a K on the end too.
ERIK
Yeah,
underscore Constantine.
that'll be the one.
All right, I just gave you a follow. As
There's
tabletop.
Excellent. I'll have a look because there's not a lot on there yet because I'm trying to edit some stuff that's worth putting up there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
especially the vertical
big thing-
format.
The big thing for TikTok, just for everybody out there, and if the Band of Badgers, if y'all, Dave, Steve, Joe, if you decide to jump on there, just make TikToks. Use the platform, have fun. You know, take little clips, but if you use the platform to make your videos, it recognizes it a little better for algorithm purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild platform to play on right now, and the growth factor is it's hit or miss. You know, one day you'll get a video that gets 200 views, the next day you're going to get a video that's 1 million views. All right.
Either one would be good for us, you know.
My daughter keeps filming me on TikTok all the time, so.
See, Joe's already a legend.
I don't know what she's doing. No, she's not posting it online, just filming it for herself.
Nice. Are you dancing, Joe? Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's being forced to dance against my will.
Let me know where I can go to find those,
Yeah.
so I can make comment.
He says against his will, but secretly he just has to dance.
Yeah, well, it's do anything for a quiet life, didn't it?
Perfect. Yeah, I don't
Dance lives in Joe.
Yes.
One thing I don't do is TikTok dances. Nobody wants to see a 6'5", 400-pound bear dancing.
Or do they?
Or do they?
Yeah.
They say there's an audience for everything.
Yeah.
True. Baron says he has some clips you can use.
Oh yeah, Barons are like he just clips everything. So.
Oh, are your fingernails not painted, Joe?
No, not today. So, no, unfortunately not.
Wasted opportunity. It's interesting to look at your guys' workstations as well. It's like Steve has got like the
Steve upgraded after
upgraded.
seeing you. He was like,
Yeah.
"I'm getting them." Literally.
I mean, I'm only using a paper plate today.
Literally, after your first appearance, and we hung up, we said goodbye. Steve was like, "I'm getting them. I'm getting that. I'm buying everything." It's like, what, Steve?
And then Sean's got a very similar setup going on. Joe is a minimalist. He's got like 3 things on there.
You can't see what's going on outside of this space here.
Yeah, I've got, where is it? All this going on too.
There's literally chaos beyond this little tiny square.
Because I have like multiple little like studio spaces set up in my house. So like up in the front room, I have an area where I have like my miniatures station where I'll do like BattleTech videos for Catalyst or any like skirmish game videos. And then I have like a Santa's workshop set up in one room. And then I have another room that has like a audio space, but I have my paint now. I want to paint anywhere. Like if I'm watching TV, I can paint. I have like a lap desk now, and then I'm going to move my overhead just for a second to show you. This is my mobile paint station now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
Steve, calm down.
Just,
He's like,
yeah,
"Well,
just giving Steve even more ideas now.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a $15 Amazon purchase. This rolling cart. They had these little cups on the front of them, so I was like, oh, there we go. Because I'll just roll this into the room I want to paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve's like, yes.
The trolley dolly for paints.
I like the Vallejo case. That is that's really good. That.
Mm-hmm.
The Vallejo, these ones here.
Yeah.
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 Just so handy.
Although mine doesn't look like that.
Oh.
No, mine's got paint everywhere.
Even your case has got paint all over it.
Yeah. Kind of.
That's awesome. That's glorious.
Right, we are down to the last 4 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Dave, why are you going to do me like this?
You got 4 minutes. You did to me in the Spire.
Yeah, fair.
We were on
fair,
what?
fair.
Floor 7. We got up to floor 8, was it? Or was it 6 to 7?
But you
We finished 7.
you did 7, the infirmary, and just made it into 8
Into
at
8.
the very last second.
There we go. I know we've only had 2 teams on there at the moment.
Still
But
so
that just
quietly
makes us
comfortable.
reigning champions, as far as I'm concerned.
It's true. So far, you are the reigning champions. I tell you what, though, I am excited for next month's episode because I just confirmed the team this morning as we were getting ready to go live.
Cool.
Also, Rick, your camera has gone completely blurry, just so you know.
Yeah, I see that now.
There you go.
Better? Okay. No, it's still got a weird blurriness going on.
It was once you held up the paint pot, paint case.
I knew
Yeah,
it.
I think it's trying to autofocus.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, roll for damage is going to be the next team.
Oh, nice.
I was just talking to Jessica before the show this morning.
At 5
because I
a.m.
had a-
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I had a spot clear up for this month, and so I invited them because they expressed interest. And like, yeah, we're keen. We're available on that day. Oh no. All my white paints are clogged.
So Baron Snowhand had said earlier, I saw it, naming the characters Steve Corio?
Oh yeah, I think he's talking about Night Monkey's squirrel.
Oh, okay. Steve Corio. That's kind of cool.
Or S Squirrel.
That's squirrel. That's awesome. A squirrel. To go with your A-Ray?
A-Ray. I can't wait. I'm playing that on Friday in the Ravenloft game.
Oh, nice.
I've never played Ravenloft before, and I've never got to play Alistair on stream before. So this is going to be fun.
Okay, 1 minute. But I think I am done.
Yeah?
Everything I've done. I ended up. I was going to do 2, and I ended up concentrating on 1. I've painted everything. Added a wash apart from the base.
Nice.
So I am really impressed with that. I think it looks good. There's again a few mistakes, but tabletop ready. Extend to the arm. I think he looks pretty good. He reminds me of John Carter on Mars.
Oh yeah.
He reminds this hero reminds me of that. It's just like, again, arms. If I put my glasses down, it works even better. Arms length. It just reminds me of kind of John Carter.
That's awesome.
I'm thinking of Braveheart.
I love the John Carter movie that didn't get any love from the world. What an amazing underrated movie.
It's funny that you say Braveheart as well, Joe, because Robin and I were looking at it last night, and we put like Braveheart as the second most obvious one, but we thought Mad Mardigan from Willow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got strong Mad Mardigan vibes.
I can absolutely see that. That's awesome.
And there's a new Willow coming.
Yes.
Heard.
Heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be great. I mean, I don't think we're going to see Mad Mardigan in it because
No, but we will be seeing the same Willow apparently.
Yep.
he's probably going to ask that
Casting has
same
been-
question: which finger holds the power to change the universe?
I haven't seen that film since I was a kid, though. I don't think.
Do you remember that scene though, where the old wizard at Willow's village asks all the potential apprentices which finger has the power to change the world?
No, I don't. I remember watching it as a kid, but I don't really remember much about it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And the big
But,
scene in that film is the sliding down the snow on the shield.
Oh, great scene. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, is throwing out some Mad Mardigan vibes. Now that, yeah, that's sick.
Right, we are paintbrushes down.
No.
Right, what we're going to do, let's quickly, I'm just going to quickly flip back to our main screen. There we go. What we're going to do is we'll check out what Rick has been painting. And then we'll go to Sean, just so we can see them. Everyone takes a break. And then we'll go through the ones who are being judged is myself, Steve, and Joe. And Rick will get to pick the star painter for this week. But you at home, along with Sean, get to pick the runner-up. So pay attention. Everything's to win. So what I'm going to do is switch screens. We're just going to go full screen on Zoom. We're going to full high tech. And we are going to paste Rick's Mini into the spotlight. There we go. So,
All right, let's take a look here.
Get it to focus. Straight away, I'm looking at the other one on the plate. Now that is that yellow does stick out.
One. And you can see, like I said, I literally just did the wash and then did bases and some detail, and then put the basing on there.
What basin is that? Is that like stones or crystals?
Yeah,
or?
it's sand. It's sand. Yeah. And then on the other warrior or the paladin I had here, kind of kept the same color scheme to keep them maybe in the family or whatever. Yeah. But yellow is one of the hardest colors to paint, except unless you're using contrast, because the yellow contrast from Citadel is really good. But I did yellow with the Vallejo here, and it turned out. I think it turned out really well. Show some aging in there. Yeah. And then like I said, I put a little gold dragon on the shield.
That's nice.
And yeah. So
how did you do his armor? I'm looking at the legs. You've got the dark in between with the. Is that just a wash?
So no. So I hit him with that wash in the beginning, and then I went over it with gunmetal gray, and then I dry brushed silver over the high points to give it that separation and pop.
That's really nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the second warrior there.
That's cool.
Now I'm more interested in seeing what you guys have done.
Yeah, we're going to take a see. Let's see what Sean done. So Sean, if you can flip to your mini cam.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this camera down because the other one is not dealing well enough with my lighting here to show you it properly.
Okay.
So I'm just going to unhook this.
Grab it, move it,
and bring it on down to this guy. Once I can figure out what direction to point it in.
There he is.
Oh, that looks good.
This is as far as I got because
that's cool. I like the green.
One, dealing with paint pots that were sealed.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where I got up to. So this is the metal with the purple undercoat, and I'd use the hang on, come on, focus.
Yeah, it's always tricky to get them in focus.
It's the blade steel from Master Series paints, the Reaper paints.
Reaper paints, yeah.
Over a
we lost you.
Violet undercoat.
Hmm.
Come on, stop being a pain. Why you got to do that to me?
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
And the black wash is sitting quite heavily in the front of that tabard.
It actually looks great because it would look like that, an aged end frame or whatever. It looks great in on the camera, just like your greaves on your legs. Look.
Thanks.
Really,
That one was a custom mix actually. I used black red from Ironlack,
mm-hmm.
which is like it's like a weird. It's like a gray, a really, really deep red, and a bit of a purple all in one pot. If you don't shake it up and you squeeze it out, you can see the different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I mixed that with a bit of this one, which is Irwin from Ironlack as well. I love these paints. I'm a bit disappointed in the company, though, because they're jumping on the crypto NFT train. Unfortunately, so I don't know if I'm going to buy more of them, but I do love them. They're a fluid acrylic, so they're like you can just water them down and they're ready for airbrushing.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, so let's have a look. So you now get to Rick. You now get to choose.
All right. So I would like to look at Joe's.
Okay. Well,
because I know Joe has been painting a lot longer than a lot of y'all.
Yeah. Where's Joe's cam? Joe's cam. There you are. Boom.
All right. So Joe did the other stance. Jesus, man. That yellow hair looks amazing.
The blonde hair looks very good.
Yeah, and that blue. What did you use on the blue on that tabard there?
So I'd done a white, and then I I actually used a Citadel Nighthawk Gloom, which is like one of their technical paints,
Yeah,
and then took a lot of the paint off again once it was like half dried, so you get like
that weathered look
on it.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, everything looks good on that.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't even think about doing the yellowy bits. I really like it.
Yeah, that looks so good.
Yeah.
Killing it, Joe. You're always killing
that's
it.
awesome.
All right, Steve. Let's see yours.
All right, Steve. Where's yours? I need to find Steve's cam. There it is. Boom. Steve's on mute or stuck. I'm not sure.
I believe you got that much done in this time, Brit Joe. Fuck's sake.
Nice.
I went for gold armor.
He reminds me of like an elf there, actually, like an armored elf from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I was looking at that particular model too.
He kind of, to me, what I'm getting out of the vibe is like a Lannister knight.
Yeah.
With the gold armor and everything. That looks really good.
I put the black wash on the model at the beginning, like you said, and then blocked it in, and I left the hair till last because on the back of the mini pack it's black hair, and I didn't want to touch it. So all I did was left it with a black wash unpainted, and then dry brushed it with bone white just to pick up some of the highlights on the tops. Picking up in focus, but
no, the hair looks really good actually.
It does. Can you bring the the lower parts closer to the camera? I want to see like the legs.
Yeah. Hang on, it's freezing up a little bit for me.
There we go. All right, now we're talking.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, your detail work has gotten so good, buddy. Yeah, that looks great. I love the baldric on his shoulder there. You can definitely see the the 3 to 4 different layers of color you've got played there with the gold, and then it looks like did you dry brush a little bit lighter on there to give it?
I dry brushed it with silver.
With silver, yep. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
so that's cool. Good work.
What I need to do was pick out the edges with the silver. Just a little bit. I did tone down the gold with a sepia wash.
Okay.
So I did the blanket that he's got rolled up on the back in red. I did the arrow tips in red and just put black wash back over the top of them.
Those look great.
Boots were dry brushed in bone white, and then blue for the tabard thing, and I tried to pick out a gem. There's a sort of a gem in the belt buckle that I did in green, but it's not really picking up on the camera very well.
Well, I look forward to seeing both of those on photo because I know you guys like to post up the finished works on the photos and stuff. So that looks great. Good job.
Thank you.
All right,
Well done,
let's
Steve.
take a look at Mad Mardigan.
Here we go. Boom. So let's try and see if that will go in there. Let's try and turn that off.
Nice.
There we go.
So, what browns did you use?
So here I've used leather brown and beastly brown with a wash over the top.
Nice. At this angle, this close-up view of the miniature, it's really giving me a like a pit fighter, barbarian fighter. You know,
Yeah.
this is someone that's gonna be in an arena fighting for glory. Can you go a little closer to your baldric?
I did it as a bronze.
Yeah, that
So
looks
that's
good.
the bronze and the sword hilts are all bronze. The blades are gunmetal. The tankard is gunmetal as well because he had a tankard on his hip.
That looks really good.
I still
And then-
can't fathom how fast you guys are painting.
It's been on here, mate.
Yeah.
I was such a slow painter before this. Like all of my mates used to troll me about how long it would take me to paint like one model, and from being on here and being like, paint a model in 2.5 hours, go at like, yeah.
Your blue looks great too. Go back to the blue on the backside again.
That is Imperial Blue, which I've fallen in love with. It's a lovely
Yeah.
colour.
It's a great color.
Yeah.
It's really
So,
good.
just some points.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're using the bronze as a contrast to the browns because it keeps it kind of that dirty, rugged look.
Yeah.
I would almost say if you were to do a light dry brush over those high points with a bright gold, you'd still keep that bronze, but it would give it a little more pop.
Okay.
And your tabard, that blue tabard is great. I would almost, the only thing I would say is to give it a weathered look, maybe a light blue-gray along the bottom edge.
Yeah. I tried to put more dark wash along the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of picked. I can see it. It's kind of picked it up. So the,
No, I
the dark
as
there is
well.
much stronger. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, it looks amazing. And I'll tell you right now, your progress from the first season to what I'm seeing right now is amazing.
I mean, this is my favorite one. I'm really impressed with this one.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put these up. You're all gonna have to put these up on the socials and have everybody name and stat these characters.
Yeah. I mean, the one that I was impressed with is such a simple thing, but is the wash inside. I mean, look how tiny that is.
Yep.
But the wash inside there has really picked out just the individual fingers,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes him look like he's gripping a sword rather than it's all part of the plastic.
Yeah.
If you go back to the front,
your brush control's got a lot better as well.
Yeah.
so leave it there at the front. So you've got the two different browns. You've got the legs, and then you've got the dangly bit that goes in front of the kilt or whatever.
Here's the blue, yeah.
That actually looks a completely different material. So it's not
Yep.
just a different colour. It looks a different material because of the way you've applied the wash.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely looks like a different type of leather hide was used for that piece in comparison to any of the other potential leather hides that were used. And I think that's amazing. It looks so good. I actually want to put this character into a pit fighter arena event and just see if it survives.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
good job.
there we
Good
go,
job,
everybody. I'm just going to change the view so it goes back to that. And then we can go back to here. There we go. So, Rick, you now get to choose. This week's Star Painter is...
So I think you all did great. I can tell that you've all definitely improved over first season. Joe, your work is so good, and it's almost unfair no offense to Steve, because they're getting better and better. But your work is so good, and like I told you in the first season, is I would love to see what you could do with a competition level paint scheme.
I've kept telling him that every week that he needs to somehow find one. If there's one in the UK, do it. Or UK Games Expo.
The Badgers should host one.
Or you guys could put one on, or Sean could put one on his channel.
Yeah.
There could be a lot of potential there. I think you have the skill set to put something together for a competition.
Thank you.
But I'm sad to say I'm not going to award it to you, Joe. I'm going to give it to Steve. Steve, your miniature was beautiful.
Well done, Steve. Well done.
Thank you very much.
You have been.
I've literally written my own name in the poll. Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
You've gotten vastly improved, and your color palette was amazing, and the miniature just looked really, really good. And I can't wait to send my rogue, my assassins clan after it to destroy it. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
But of course, Dave, like I said before, this is you've seen me in some of your chats on other episodes, and I've seen your completed works, and they have gotten markedly better every episode. And I can't wait to see what season 3 brings with your guys' work. If I could make a suggestion, something big, do something big next season.
If it's down to WizKids, I'm have next time you talk to V, whisper, because I want to do something big, because I painted.
That would be cool.
Do you think the audience will be alright with you not completing a mini in one episode?
No. What I think you should do is do like 3 episodes.
That looks great.
For an episode, sort of thing,
Yeah.
Everyone do the same big mini for like 3 episodes, and everyone gets to come back the next week and see the progress.
We're talking about doing really cool. Something or like a diorama, but something much bigger. But painting like that, which is sizably bigger than that, I found very easy. And I could see what I was doing. So I would like to paint more of that kind of size.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yes, I want to paint something that,
well, if I could throw a suggestion out how I would potentially play this one, is in season 3, do your normal shows like you've been doing. Do the normal scale miniatures. But throughout that season, you are each painting the same large scale, or at least like that giant was a certain scale, and this is a certain scale, right? This one here, comparatively. So do something this big, and at the end of every episode, or in the middle as like a intermission, be like, let's show our progress. And then at the end of the season, you could post them up and have people vote on whose big beast was, who did the best on a long form paint.
Yeah, and for that.
That would be amazing, because I would love to see what you guys could do with like the gigantic Wave 14 Earth Elemental.
I've seen that on the Mini Muse, the Mini Wiz, when she did the unveiling, and I was like, wow. And I can't say it. The weird thing is, this Thursday they're fighting giant Earth Elementals. So I don't have it. But that would have been awesome on the battlefield. It
is a crazy looking miniature for sure, and
all square and blocky. I like it.
Yeah, because I'd love to see what you guys could do on a larger scaled miniature that would incorporate all the skill sets that you've improved over this time, and not having to be in a true crunch to get it done in 2 hours or an hour and a half or whatever. So that's just my suggestion, because I would love to see what you guys can do in that scale. So
yeah, that is something we have talked about and we would love to do.
You guys are killing it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Seriously, from the first episode I watched when you were painting with V to what you guys have put out today, fucking hell.
Right.
That's all I got for it is fucking hell.
I do have a question. You guys got to paint with Jason Acevedo, right?
Yeah.
How fast is that guy?
Yeah. He was. I think he was done. We did the welcome speech, and that was it. He's finished. And then he just sat there and was just chatting about. No, he was absolutely fantastic, and the stuff he's done recently on Baba Yaga. Yeah, Baba Yaga. He's printed and painted that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's an amazing artist, and and that's one of the reasons. Like when we were talking about who else should you get, because he's super fast and he's super good.
Yeah.
V's skill set, you guys didn't even get to see it.
Yeah.
On the episode she was on, I've seen, she did a miniature diorama of Xanathar with the fish bowl, right? With the fish in the bowl. She did one of those like layered, where she did like one layer of pink, then another layer, and another layer, and another layer, and then it looks like an actual fish in there.
Cool.
Her skill set is
really cool.
Ridiculous.
Nice.
So because you're getting exposed to these amazing painters and me, right? I have all these amazing painters, and here I am going, let's see what we can get done in as fast as we can.
Yeah.
But
that's an extremely good point you make there, Rick. Because I found the same thing. Like I do my comics show, and from talking to all of these fucking amazing, incredible creators, I have learned so much about making comics, and I haven't even fucking finished one yet.
Right? That goes back to my pro tip: is when you expose yourself to multiple people that do the thing you're learning, you're only
their work.
Their work. Yeah. You don't want to
get arrested if you do the other thing.
Right. Yeah, but they're working through their skill set. You're only going to get better, and it's obvious that you guys are learning from the individuals that you're bringing on your show. Even if you're only taking away one thing, right? It's one more thing to your toolbox, and anybody that's watching this is getting one more thing for their toolbox, which is only going to make their enjoyment of the hobby better. Their paints are going to be applied better, and they're going to look great, and they're going to be happy with their final results. So what you guys are doing is great in that aspect too, giving exposure not just to the painters you're bringing on, but to the painters getting their work exposure to people to learn from them. And you guys are doing a great job in that as well. So
cool. You are more than welcome to come back for season 3. And I think we spoke about it the first time you was on. Actually, we want to do some kind of technique specials where we there's no time limit. We'll just, this is like a hangout, and we'll learn how to do like that basing you had, that kind of stuff, or whatever is the favorite technique that you like to do, and we'll just do a show just on how to do that. But we're going to wrap it up there, people. Steve won the gold star, and Joe won the silver star. Well done, Joe.
Thank you.
Well done.
I didn't see the vote. I saw the vote was up.
I didn't even vote.
You won.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shit. Did I get one vote? Did I get one vote, Steve?
You did get one vote.
I got one vote. That was me. So did I get 2 votes, Steve? I got one vote, everybody. I got one vote. And that was... Right, anyway. Right, thanks everyone. We will be back same time, same place next week. Please join us again for some more Great British Brush Off. And bring your paints. Come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Until then, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.